Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Aspiring Adult podcast. My name is Alexandra Hayek, and I'm your host. Here with me today is a very special guest, my friend Samantha. Samantha and I met in college because we're both Swifties, and I made a comment about Taylor Swift. And she was like, well, I'm guessing she was like, I want her to be my friend. And so here we are. Samantha, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, Alex. I'm so happy to be here. My name's Samantha. As Alex just told you, we just met in class. I'm just a girl. I'm an aspiring adult, if you will.
Samantha is very cool. Oh my God, we went to the Taylor Swift concert together and bawled our eyes out. I was like, this is the best concert buddy I could have.
I think you're very cool. I loved going to the concert. It was the best ever.
So, Sam, right now you're working at a recruiting firm. But we both majored in the same thing. So which is, for those of you that don't know, communications. So my first question for you is when did you know that what you wanted to study or or the field that you're in and why? And actually, has that changed or not? Or, yeah.
Well, I knew what I wanted to do when I was, I think, 2014, the Bethany Moda YouTube era. I just became super obsessed with it. And I loved the idea of social media. And I guess that was the beginning of the influencer era. And I thought that was so interesting and I wanted to be involved with it, fashion and everything. So that made me really be interested in social media marketing and communications. And that's when I just knew that's what I wanted to do, something like that. And it hasn't changed, but I'm just kind of going with the flow, I'm very open to different opportunities. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see.
How have you been liking what you're doing? What are the aspects you like of it?
I never thought I would be in recruitment or recruiting, but I do like it because it's very fulfilling. That's another thing that I think is important in my career is that I want a job that is fulfilling, and getting people to jobs is so fulfilling because you're trying to, it's basically matchmaking in a way. And I really like it. I'm only in 2 months in, but
I know you work at a smaller company. What's the best thing about that?
I love that. I work with one of my best friends and my boss is such a mentor to me. So I really just love that. My personal life and my work is very integrated and I really like that.
The other question that I have is kind of what has inspired you, either in your professional or personal life?
So many things have inspired me. I think I'm just a life girl. I want to do as many things as possible in the world, whether that's, okay, I want to go so many different places. I want to do so many different things. So I think every day I'm waking up and I'm just okay, well, what am I going to do today? I feel in my head I have a visual bucket list and I'm just trying to make the most of this life. And I think that really inspires me. And, the people in my life are very inspiring. I love being around motivated people who are just, a girl boss, if you will. I love that. So, yeah.
My next question is, what is the thing that has surprised you most about your 20s? I know we haven't we're 2-year-old, 20-year-olds, but so far, is there anything that's surprised you that when you were younger, you were oh, this is what my 20s are going to be. And then you were oh.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I think when I was a kid, I thought that there was going to be a switch that would flip. And I'm okay, I'm an adult now. And I feel like I'm an adult. I feel capable. But I do feel like a baby. And I feel very young. I know that's a saying right now, 22-year-old teenage girl. I definitely feel like that. And I thought I would feel a lot older. And I thought I would know more about what's going on. But
yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing this podcast. And I feel like, I don't know, like I feel so like not lost, but like this is definitely not where I thought I would be. But it's been like surprising, like how many things I wanted, like marketing. I want to do marketing. Who knew that that's what I wanted to do? I didn't. I guess we're all on the struggle bus, and that's why I'm doing this podcast too. So like, what's something that you're struggling with?
What's something I'm struggling with? I guess right now I'm just trying to, I don't know.
This just in, Samantha does not struggle. She just thrives.
Okay. I wouldn't, okay, I think I'm working on a couple things. What I'm struggling with recently is I need to work on finding the fine line between self-discipline and relaxation, if that makes sense. Because I feel like there's days where I wake up and I'm like, okay, if I don't go to the gym, look for jobs or, go to work, do like a million things, then it wasn't a productive day. But then also I'm like, okay, no, but like you're doing enough. Does that make sense? I feel like that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. I'm trying to find the fine line because also like if I'm tired, I need to just have a relaxing day and like it's okay to just go and spend time with my friends. But it's also when it's time to put in the work, we got to put in the work, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm struggling with.
I think that makes a lot of sense. It's like it's this thing of like our hustle culture, I think.
Yes.
It's like if you're not doing something, you're being unproductive.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily true. But I also struggle with being like I'm either too all in reaching like burnout or I'm like way too on the other side of the scale being like, oh, like it's fine. And I'm like not doing any of the things that I said I would do. So I totally get that.
I really am trying to implement self-discipline, but I just sometimes like I'm going to sleep and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I didn't do all these million things. But I'm like, no, you had a chill day. So that's enough. It's just the 20s is a very pivotal time in our life. So, I mean, it's very hard because you create your own future. And right now is when, I feel like you do need to put in that work, but also it's just a lot of pressure, I think.
Yes, that's like the word that I was going to use. I was like, it's a lot of pressure because people are like, okay, your 20s are the time to, you're young and stuff. Like you have a lot of energy to be like on your grind and doing all these things for your work and like pushing your career forward. But it's also like, take the most out of your 20s, like go party and go to, it's like, okay, which one do I do? Like, I don't, like, how do I do both?
Yeah.
So I totally get that. It kind of relates to my previous question. But like, I'm always curious because I think about this all the time. How did you imagine yourself at this age when you were younger?
I think younger me really did not know what was going on. So I think I was the one who was like, okay, when I'm 21, I'm going to be married. 22, I'm going to be having my first kid. Like, I was just very much like, I just didn't really think about career. I just thought about, I'm just going to find my husband. And that is just not what's happening for me right now. And nor is it what I want to be happening for me, because I'm so glad that I'm in my single era. And I feel like it's been such a blessing to me. So, yeah.
That's so interesting because like people imagine themselves like so differently when they're younger, and then they get to the age and they're like, interesting. Or I have other people who have told me like, no, I'm exactly where I thought I would be, and that's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
But it's so cool that like people, I don't know, like have such different paths.
Yeah. I wanted wanted to be a teacher for a little bit, like until like I think middle school, or honestly even early high school. Isn't that weird? Because
What did you want to teach?
I don't know. I didn't know. I wanted to teach like little kids, and I wanted to be married, like 25, done, which is crazy because that's not what I am at all anymore. Isn't that crazy?
Knowing you now, that is crazy. I'm like, I don't picture that at all for you.
I don't either. I really don't. And like in a suburb or something right now. Like, what? I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of like where to live, me and Sam both want to like move out to California because we both want to do like entertainment adjacent stuff, like kind of like that. So hopefully we'll be there soon.
Let's pray.
Let's pray and manifest, and yeah.
Totally gonna happen.
Speaking of entertainment and like stuff that we're like passionate about, what is a piece of media or pop culture that has made you feel seen or that you've like identified with? Or just something that you like really love. I mean, we know that we both like Taylor Swift, but like that could be it, or they could be like something that you saw and you were like, that's me, or like I feel so like known.
Yeah. I think it would. I mean, there's a lot of different things, but it probably would be Taylor Swift. I mean, I feel like that's such a basic answer, but you know that we are the biggest Swifties in the world, as I like to say. But I just feel like, I don't know, Taylor Swift, I've always been such a feelings girl, like a true Cancer. And I don't know, even like at 5 years old, I would hear this or hear her music and I'm like, that is me. Like I had like a fight with my mom or something about like what's for dinner at like age of 6. And I would just resonate with the Taylor Swift song. I don't know. That's a good answer.
No, like that's a great answer. For like Taylor Swift, I feel like whenever she released Evermore and specifically Tolerated, I was like, oh, okay.
It about me.
No, literally. Or like, especially with the re-recordings, like things like Nothing New, like Tolerated,
Yes.
like all of those. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, damn, she really like took a page out of my journal and was like, let me put this girl on blast.
No, seriously. Seriously. Especially like I'm very easily heartbroken. Or I used to more be.
Would you say there's like a song that or like an album that stands out whenever it came out that you were like, oh, what?
Oh my gosh. Yes. August. I lived August like fully. I was in a relationship and then back at school and we were over, like ghosted. It was horrible. Yeah. So
When was this?
freshman year, baby.
Of college or high school?
College. Yes. No. Like and I was like, oh wow, great. So
man. Oh my God, no. Like do you mind if we like elaborate on this?
sure.
Okay, wait. I need to know. Guys, I didn't know about this. Was it like going into your freshman year? Or like
Yes, it was. No, yeah. It was the guy, you know.
oh.
We had finally started dating that summer and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so great. Like we had been on and off for like so long and then we started dating and then it's actually really sad. Like he would always is this too personal, guys? Like yeah, no. I just basically lived August and it was really sad. Like I wrote, you know, those little like envelopes of like open this when you're sad, open this when you're hungry or like whatever. And like I did that because I was like, okay, yeah, like I was prepared for the long distance thing. And then I moved to San Francisco at the ripe age of 18 to go. And then, yeah, he was like, actually, I want the college experience. And then, yeah. He broke up.
He regrets it now. I'm sure of it. Damn. All right. But, there you go. Taylor Swift is in our heads.
Yeah,
and I just think that, like, music is so important for that reason. Okay, so now looking towards the future, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to so many things. I'm looking forward to moving into my own place eventually. I want to travel. I've never been to Europe, so I'm really hoping to make that happen.
We got to go to Spain together.
You already know. We're going to club it up. I'm just so excited. And I say this all the time, but I'm just enjoying the butterflies. Like, I kind of like that I don't know where my life's going to take me. So I'm just really excited to just see it all play out.
This is why I love Sam, because she is I don't know, I'll see where life takes me. She just loves life so much. And I'm like, I need to be more like that.
It took a while. It took a while, guys.
We need to aspire to be more like you. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
My final question. My final question for you is any topic that you want right now. Anything that you want to talk about, anything that you want to rant about, anything that you're you have had this question and you're like, isn't this so weird? Anything that you want to debate / discuss. Is there anything?
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a rant, but it's just what I've been thinking about recently. And it's that I love spending time alone and I love being single. And it's so crazy because I never thought I would feel this way. And I'm just obsessed with being single right now. And I think that self-love is so important. I know we all say that, but really, whenever I'm I'm driving to work, I go and get coffee alone. I just love it. I just love spending time with myself. I don't know.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel when I was younger, I would be oh, I have to constantly be with friends. I'm the concept of FOMO.
Yes.
And I realized that there's a lot of things that I like to do myself, by myself.
Yes. That, and also I have just turned on the switch in the last couple years where I'm just really in my own world. I am unaware of a lot of things. If someone is hating on me or whatever, I don't think they are. I mean, that's
Samantha and all her ops.
No, I mean, I just feel in the past, I would just be very aware of how everyone perceives me, if that makes sense.
Yes, right? Yes.
And so now I'm just I really don't care. Even if I lose a friend or something, or if a guy, stops talking to me or something, I haven't even been invested in talking to people. My phone, it's constantly I'm not on my phone. I'm not on Snapchat, really. I don't know. I'm just in my own world, unaware. The blinders are on.
I love that. I feel yeah, the thing of what you said about being perceived, I struggled with that so much in high school. I feel I almost would, not that I would change. I feel I've changed a lot because I've become more and more comfortable with being myself and going back to stuff that I really liked and just saying what's on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a people pleaser and I'm not trying to be a chameleon.
Yeah, no, because not everyone, you can literally be the most perfect person in the entire world and someone's still gonna hate you. They literally 100%, and it's just it's inevitable. So I'm not walking on thin ice with myself, I guess, anymore, because I don't know, I don't. It's such a waste of time.
That makes me think of a question that I just want to ask you. Because I was saying is there anything that like either you always wanted to do or you always loved or like, but you always like felt self-conscious about it and would never do it just because you were like that feeling of like, ugh, I don't want to be perceived like X and Y or like, I don't know. Is there, it doesn't have to be anything specific, but like, I'm just wondering because there's so many things for me. Yeah.
Yes. No, of course. Yes. And the main thing that comes to me is my YouTube channel.
Wait. That's another thing. We need to plug your YouTube channel right now. Do it.
Okay. It's just my name, I'm pretty sure. Samantha Zumwalt. She'll link it. She'll link it in the description. Okay. Like, it has always been my little passion project ever since I'm little. Like there's some really embarrassing videos that I've had to delete, but like it's always been like I started so long ago and I just love making videos like whenever I'm with my friends or like if I want to vlog my life and I've been so embarrassed about it. Literally so embarrassed about it. And I'm like, why? Like I'm sick of it, and I'm sure you can relate to this because it's scary. Like, you start a little passion project like this, like, and it's scary. Like, whenever I post, like, my YouTube on anything or, like, it gets brought up, I'm, like, flushed with embarrassment. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, and nobody has flat out told me, like, that's embarrassing. Why are you doing that? Like, nobody's told me that. So I'm like, why? I don't know. Because, you know, you're putting your creativity out there. So I'm over it.
Getting over embarrassment 2024.
I mean, like, it's embarrassing if nobody watches it or, like, nobody listens or whatever. But it's like, well, I mean, everybody had to start somewhere. And, oh my gosh, I'll go back. And this has been another thing I've been thinking about is like actors are theater kids.
That's what I'm saying. I say that all the time. Like guys who will be like, oh my God, like I love X, Y, and Z actors. And then they'll go like, oh, you're such a fucking theater kid. Who do you think you're idolizing?
I know. And that's something I've been thinking about. And I'm like, I know that everybody at a point has been like, I want to be in a movie or like, I want to be an actor or something like as a kid, you know, or, oh, I want to be a pop star or whatever. But then we like make fun of the people who are actually doing what they love. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, we all have the things we want to do. And like, it's not embarrassing. And if you want to just have fun and do whatever you want, like nobody should judge you. So
yeah. We were just talking about this too with like, I was saying actually with this podcast, like I did not want to start it for the longest time because I was like, what if it flops? And then I just like switched my mentality to be like, okay, so what if it flops? Like it doesn't matter. Like, like at least I tried. And like with all my songwriting, maybe I'll plug that somewhere else, but no, like I think I mentioned this is in my episode with Jasmine, but I've been writing again. Hopefully by the time this one comes out, like I'll have written a lot more. But I just decided that I'm gonna professionally produce them.
Okay, slay.
And I'm gonna put them out professionally.
That's so exciting.
And I'm gonna make an EP, and I already have a name and a cover art like idea in my head. And anyways, like I think that like embarrassment and just like stops us from doing so many things we love, and like stops us obviously from like being more ourselves, which is not what you should be doing in your 20s. If I know anything about your 20s.
Yes, and I agree with you because one day we're all going to be on our deathbeds, and if you didn't do the things that you wanted to do, you're going to be so pissed. You're going to be so pissed. So it's just like you might as well, you're young, and it's like it's not even like, okay, like everybody wants to achieve success, you know, or like, you know, blow up, but even if you don't, it doesn't mean it's a fail, you know, a flop, you know. But, like, if you had fun, and I mean, like, this is just a coffee chat that we have that's recorded. So it's just, like, that's fun. And making those memories and like having that to look back on, I don't think that's a fail at all. So, yes, I'm so excited for you.
Yes. I keep telling everybody, like, at the very least, this is like my audio diary of like my friends. Okay. So I just like love this topic, to be honest with you. Because I feel like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I look at videos and pictures of myself when I was younger and I'm like, ugh, who is she? Oh, that's another thing. Have you heard that question where it's like, not a question, but it's like a theory where it's like, if you're not embarrassed, but if you like still kind of like recognize isn't the word I want to use. I don't know what the word I want to use is, but like that, like not like recognize / embarrassed of like your past self, then you're not like growing.
Yeah. No, yeah. I agree with you. And that is no, we always will be embarrassed of like us because we are going. You're completely right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have anything to elaborate on. I think I just agree.
Yeah.
So
Embarrassment is such a weird thing because it's like you have to have it, like you can't get rid of it, but also like you shouldn't give it too much power, I guess. But also it's like quote by Taylor Swift, since we're like the Swiftie podcast right now. It's like, what did she say? She said like the worst kind of person is the kind of person that makes you feel bad or like embarrassed about like being excited about something. And I think that's so true.
no, I agree with you. I so agree with you because like I love passionate people, and passionate people are literally what makes the world go round. And this is another thing, jealousy. Everyone, I genuinely think, I don't know, like as a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, like they hate me, they hate me, they hate me. And my mom's like, no, they're jealous of you. And I was just like, you're like, whatever. But if you are like a happy person or like you're doing your own thing and like you are doing like the things you want to do, you're passionate about something, people are bitter. So they're like, oh, like tune it down, It's like chill.
I would say, like, no, I totally agree with you. And I feel like I had people, or I don't know if I had people or if it was just like in my head and I imagined it. But like, that's one of the reasons why I would try to make myself more like other people in high school. Cause I'm like, I don't know, it was so many things. But I was also like a pretty jealous person. That's a thing I struggle with and I need to work on every single day is like the comparison and the jealousy. I'm like, why am I not there? Or like, I don't know. Like everybody has their own different thing. And I think like you need to follow your passion and what's meant for you.
Yes. And what's meant for you will be yours. And I think once I like really grasp that concept of what's meant for you will be yours, and what is it? Everything happens for a reason. Like, I know those literally, it's so cliche. It's so cliche. It's so cliche, but it's actually so true. Like, it's actually so true. Like, your path is your path. You're not following someone else. Like, you are on your own path and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And comparison, if someone goes and like gets a job, that you would love to have, and they're like your friend or something, that doesn't mean that it's taken away from you in a way, because your path is going to be yours, and you never know. You literally never know what's around the corner, and that's so exciting.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I have this new like mantra. Well, it's not my mantra. It's my Meg Ellis's mantra. You should go check out her podcast, Create Your Fate podcast. Anyways, but she always says, expect good things always, and they will happen. And I feel like that's how I used to think when I was like younger, and now I'm jaded in my 20s. Oh, but like she said, womp womp. No, but it's like yeah, if you like keep your options open and if you're like thinking, obviously you have to like work hard on yourself and like stuff like that to back it up. But if you like work hard and you're still thinking like, oh, I suck. Oh, I'm not doing what I'm doing. Like, this is not what I want. Da, 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 da. You're not going to open yourself up to like new stuff and you're not going to like things aren't going to happen for you.
No, 100%. I agree because it's just like if you think, like if you focus on what everybody's having and you don't have, and you're just focusing on that, you are literally going to live a miserable life forever. And I truly believe that more people than we think do that because they're like, okay, well, this is my life. Like everything sucks. Those people are different than me. No, they just have a better outlook. So they're rewarded with that, because I mean, yes, if you expect good things, it's just going to come to you. And like once you actually adapt that, it happens like time and time again.
I used to think that like stuff like that was kind of bullshit, but then I remembered that like one in high school, this is kind of stupid, but like when I was studying and stuff, I wouldn't study as hard, but like when I was in my first years, I wouldn't study as hard and be just like, oh, I'll be fine. And then I would be fine. And then I don't know what happened like junior year. And I was like, everything sucks and stuff. Like, I think I went through like a depressive episode, but that's another thing. And then I started doing bad in school. And then I did bad in school like junior and senior year. And I think those two are related because I was like, oh, I already suck at school. So like, I would try, but also like not, like, I don't know. Like I would go into the test, like even if I had studied a lot, go into the test being like, well, I'm going to fail anyways.
Yeah. And then you do. With everything. So yeah, can't do that.
Yeah. And then differently, like right now, I've been trying to like be like, okay, like just like I'll expect good things, like good things are coming. I just have to be patient and stuff. And then like recently, like I told Sam, like I got a new job as like a social media manager and like I've been having like a couple of interviews, less than I would like, but they're coming. And exactly. So like things are looking up. It's only up from here, but it's like I had to like be patient and like, yeah, expect good things.
I had this on my wall. It was like, you are the creator of your own good feelings. Your life is as good as your mindset. And that's been my mantra. It's kind of like the same thing, but.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up here and leave it on a positive note. So guys, just be good to yourselves too. Okay, anything you want to... let's plug the YouTube channel again.
It's my name, Samantha Zumwalt.
No, Sam has a really interesting life, so y'all should go watch it. She's a fun character, so definitely go watch it. And thank you so much, Sam, for being on my podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun, and I'm so excited for you.